everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new, my name is Brittany, and in today's video I want to talk about 5 of my favorite foundations for dry skin. We are finally getting some warm weather where I live, but because we had such a really long and cold winter, my skin has seriously took a beating. It had been so dry and I was struggling for a really long time with foundation clinging to the dry patches in my skin. So I found myself reaching for the same types of foundation every single time. So I thought that I'd do this video for you guys and let you know some foundations that are really good for dry skin. Some of the foundations are drugstore and some are high-end, but you can get them all like at Ulta or Sephora. You don't usually have to go anywhere else unless you don't have those types of stores where you live. And I also wanted to let you know that all of these are just based off of my own experience with them, but of course you guys could have a different experience or think some are better than the ones that I show, but these are just the ones that worked for me, so hopefully I will show you guys some that will work for you. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and let's go ahead and get started. So I think I'll start with drugstore foundations first, and 2 of them are from CoverGirl, but the first one is the CoverGirl Clean Sensitive Skin Foundation. I've been using CoverGirl foundations since I was in high school, and they're basically just tried and true to me. I had gotten so many compliments on my skin every time that I wore this foundation, and I always chose the sensitive version because my skin is also very sensitive, and I liked that this one didn't have a fragrance, so that was mainly why I chose this one. They do have 2 other formulas in the clean foundation, which are for oily skin and normal skin, so this kind of just leaves this to be the one for dry skin, and it does actually work very well for dry skin. And every time I wore this foundation I got a million compliments, and it definitely made my skin look a little dewier, but it wasn't shiny. Basically just looked like really healthy glowing skin, which is why I've always gone back to this foundation. It has been amazing. For some reason the sensitive skin formula is a little bit harder to find, and I've only really seen it at Walmart and Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, and I believe in Canada this does retail for $7.97, which I believe is quite a bit cheaper if you can find it in America, which I do suggest getting if you ever find it anywhere. My next foundation is also from CoverGirl, and it is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Luminous Foundation. This one is way easier to find than the Clean Sensitive Skin formula for some reason, but I got this one from Fred Meyer. They definitely sell it at Ulta and probably Walmart and all the other drugstores. You can get this one from Ulta for $11.99, and this one actually has like shimmer in it, but it doesn't make your skin look like it's a disco ball or anything. It's actually very subtle, and the formula is way thicker than the Clean Sensitive Skin one, but it still looks really good on the skin, and it's never looked cakey on me. This one also randomly smells like oatmeal. I don't know why. I've definitely heard people saying that this one smells weird, and I've just compared it to oatmeal, and it's not like a bad smell or anything, but I've heard they all do smell kind of odd. One of the other reasons why I love to go for CoverGirl foundations from the drugstore is because of the range of color selections. I have a really hard time finding foundations that match my skin tone because even though I am very pale, I have more of a beige skin tone that's quite neutral, so a lot of times foundations will either look very yellow or very pink on me, and CoverGirl has a lot of the beige shades, which I love because they are a lot more neutral than a lot of other colors that other lines might offer. My last foundation from the drugstore that I want to show you guys is from Maybelline, and this is the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. I actually haven't used this one too much because I did get it in a shade where I can only wear it when I am very tan or have a very dark self-tanner on. So unfortunately I don't have a million things to say about this one, but I did have a very good experience every time that I used it because it definitely is dewy and smooth, and it makes your skin look very luminous, but it doesn't have any shimmer in it. It's all just the formula, so this formula definitely is more of a dewy one that I would suggest setting with a powder for sure. This one does have SPF in it. It's SPF 18, which isn't extremely high or anything. I haven't had any photographs taken with this foundation on, but if you are planning on going somewhere that you know you'll have flash photography, then I would probably suggest trying something different just in case, or you guys could definitely test it out if you did really want to wear this to an event. Also, you can buy this from Ulta, which is where I did get this one, and it retails for $7.99. Moving on to high-end foundations, this next one is my favorite out of all of the foundations that I've ever tried, whether it's Drugstore or high-end, and it is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Giorgio Armani is definitely the most expensive foundation that I have or have even really tried, and it's definitely the most expensive out of this video because it retails for $64 from Sephora. This is more for the people who want to splurge on foundation and love a more luxury product, but this one is actually worth spending more money on because it is the best foundation that I have ever tried in my entire life. I was just getting a treatment done at Lohi Laser today, and the girl who was doing my treatment was actually raving about this foundation, and I was like, girl, I know, it's amazing. She also has the same issue of having dry patches and foundation clinging to dry patches on her face just like I do, and she said, like me, this is one of the only ones that I've actually ever worked for her, and it makes her skin look like beautiful, natural skin. This has a buildable coverage, but it is definitely more on the medium side, which is perfectly fine for me. I don't like caking foundation on anyways, and especially if you don't need it, then why cake it on? So if you are looking for a high-end foundation that is more of a luxury product and you want it to be medium, buildable coverage, I definitely suggest trying this one out. I do know that they have a foundation that has a higher coverage, but I haven't tried it out, so I can't really say anything about it. But if you are looking for something like this, I highly suggest trying it out if you do want to splurge. And the very last foundation that I have to show you guys is also high-end, or basically just one that you get from Sephora, and this is from Too Faced. It is their Born This Way foundation, and I love it. I feel like anybody could get away with using this even if you don't have dry skin because it is still such an amazing foundation, and this one has a higher coverage, I feel like, than the Giorgio Armani, but it's still kind of like a medium that definitely builds up to a higher coverage if you need it. This one is way more affordable than the Giorgio Armani, and you can get it for $39 at Sephora or Ulta, or pretty much anywhere that sells Too Faced. I do believe most of the prices I'm telling you guys are in US prices. I was just looking on my phone, so obviously I could be kind of wrong on some of them, but that is around the ballpark, which you will get all of them anyways. And of course you guys could just check them out online anyways if you are really looking into buying any of these foundations. Anyways, this foundation is so nice for dry skin because it definitely has more of a dewy finish, but it doesn't look shiny or oily at all. I've had a lot of compliments when I wear this foundation as well, and its purpose is more to look like actual skin, so it definitely doesn't look cakey, even though it can have a higher coverage. And I just wanted to add that I can totally get away with using all of these foundations in the summer because even though they have like a dewy satin finish, they still set down and they aren't just sitting on top of your skin. So just in case any of you guys are curious, and I do powder pretty much all foundations unless it's something that's a little bit more matte, then I don't really need it. But I only really powder like my T-zone area anyways because I still love to have that dewy, natural, real skin look. Just in case you guys are wondering, this foundation is oil-free, but it is still very hydrating for dry skin, and it hasn't clung to any dry patches, and it actually did last a really long time on my skin every time that I wore it. So those are my top 5 foundations for dry skin, and I hope that you guys found it helpful, and I helped some of you guys out if you are looking for a new foundation and have dry skin. If you have normal to combination skin, I definitely think that you guys could wear any of these foundations as well. This is just what I have found that works really well for my dry skin, but towards the summer I do have more of a combination skin, and I haven't had an issue with any of these foundations. If you guys do have any other foundations that you think work amazingly for dry skin, definitely leave them in the comments below so that other people can see them, and then maybe I will find some new ones. But anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!